my dear friends, my dear students and the viewers. I am Professor Ashwadeep Fuljile. Welcomes you all for the today's online lecture of Advanced Manufacturing Technique, an elective subject of 8th semester Mechanical Engineering. My dear friends, in the series of the videos lecture on Advanced Manufacturing Technique, we have covered few of the topics like the overview of non-conventional, that is non-traditional machining processes. In those series, we have quickly had quickly gone through the parts, working principle and the construction of few of the advanced machineries. Some of them I would like to mention here as electro discharge machining process, wire cut electro discharge machining process. In the series of same, today we are going to cover the electrochemical machining process, right? As you can see on your screen, the electrochemical machining process is based on the Faraday's law of electrolysis. On your screen you can observe the setup, a generalized setup of electrochemical machining process. It is shortly abbreviated as ECM. This process is the reverse of electroplating. In short, as per the Faraday's law of electrolysis, the length of duration for which the current is supplied is proportional to the amount of material dissociated from the workpiece. Depending upon the principle of Faraday's law, this law is utilized to remove the material from the surface of the workpiece. This is very similar to that of electrolysis, right? That we have performed in our school days, isn't it? So on your screen you can observe the setup wherein basic and prime importance of electrolytic solution, workpiece and the tool is located at the center of this setup. Now, as we all are aware that in electrolysis process, the molecules are dissociated in the form of ions. Thus, in order to clean the electrolyte solution, those are dissolved as the ions are dissolved into the electrolyte solution. We must filter that electrolyte solution. In this case of same, we have make the arrangements of what electrolyte sump, the motor pump through which we are going to supply. That supply of electrolyte is filtered, and those electrolyte you can see in this figure is supplied through a hollow tool, which is a cathodic one, nothing but the negatively charged one. Here workpiece is made anodic and a servo control is provided to maintain the gap between workpiece and the tool. We are not let them come in contact with each other. We are maintaining the gap of approximately 0.25 mm in between the cathode, that is tool, and the workpiece. My dear friends, a similar kind of setup we have seen in electro discharge machining, wherein the tool and workpiece are not in coming contact with each other. That signifies the distinguishing parameter of conventional and non-conventional machining process, like tool is not necessarily to be a harder than that of workpiece, isn't it? हम लोगों ने जो कन्वेंशनल मशीनिंग प्रोसेसेस में टूल इस्तेमाल किया था, वो उसकी एक प्रॉपर्टी हुआ करती थी, वो नेसेसरीली एंड इट मस्ट बी हार्डर देन दैट ऑफ वर्कपीस. और नॉन कन्वेंशनल मशीनिंग प्रोसेसेस में ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है. जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं कि वर्कपीस और टूल एक दूसरे के कांटेक्ट में तो है ही नहीं, तो हम कंसिडर कर सकते हैं कि ये जो डिस्टिंग्विशिंग पैरामीटर है यहाँ पे जस्टिफाई होता है. अगेन यू कैन ऑब्जर्व द DC power supply, right? positive ion to the workpiece and negative terminal to the tool. As we connect this system to the power supply, and of course the flow of electrolyte solution through the hollow cutting tool, that is cathode, इसे वर्कपीस के ऊपर जो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट स्ट्राइक हो रहा है वो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट से in the presence of cathode and of course in the presence of workpiece, the ionization is taking place, the material is being removed in the form of ions, the dissociation of molecules takes place. Now look at the working principle. As we are supplying the DC power source with current ranging from 50 to 40,000 ampere at 5 to 30 volt are across the gap of 0.05 to 0.07 mm between tool and the workpiece. Electrolyte flows through this gap at velocity 30 to 60 meter per second. The current starts flowing through electrolyte with positively charged ions attracted towards the tool and negatively charged ions attracted towards the workpiece. Now the electrochemical machining process parameters: in short, voltage ranging from 4 to 30, current 50 to 40,000 ampere, material removal rate 1600 cubic millimeter per minute, surface finish ranging from 0.1 to 2.5 micrometer, and the gap in between tool and workpiece is approximately 0.025 to 0.75 mm. As we can observe, the surface finish is ranging from 0.1 to 2.5 micrometer. That depicts that this process is utilized to perform super finishing operation, which is similar to that of electro discharge machining process. My dear friends, in next topic we are going to see the electrochemical grinding process. As we all are aware that grinding is a super finishing operation. So this technology, this advanced machinery is utilized to perform the super finishing operations. Now, as we all are aware about the electrolyte properties, some of them are mentioned, like it must be high thermal and electrical conductive, which must be having low viscosity. It should be cheaper and readily available. Generally, brine solution, that is NaCl solution with the water, is utilized more popularly. It should be non-corrosive and not toxic. As one of the point we discussed in the distinguishing parameter, like all the process are not suitable for all the metals in non-conventional machining process. That reflects this point. It should be non-corrosive. If we are using the brine solution, it may result into the corrosion, right? It should be chemically stable at the process temperature, isn't it? As sodium and chloride molecules are present in the brine solution, in the electrolyte solution, it may affect few of the materials also. So we can conclude like the electrolyte process, electrochemical machining is generally performed as the super finishing operation. In the series of same, and another similar kind of process is electrochemical grinding, right? Now let us look into the construction parameter. Here we are supplying the electrolyte through the pump and the filter, of course, right, which is very similar to that of wire cut electro discharge machining. Here also we are supplying the electrolyte externally, and that supply is being collected in a reservoir in a tank right below the tool. A grinding wheel can be observed here, a nozzle through which electrolyte is being supplied and the direction of flow of electrolyte, right? Here the ionization is carried out through the flowing electrolyte coming out of the nozzle, which will strike in the interface of the grinding wheel and the workpiece, isn't it? इस प्रकार से हम लोग ग्राइंडिंग परफॉर्म करते हैं. आप कह सकते हैं कि हम लोग ग्राइंडिंग व्हील का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, उसके अगेंस्ट हम लोग वर्कपीस को ला रहे हैं, लेकिन ये ग्राइंडिंग प्रोसेस को और इफ़ेक्टिव करने के लिए हम लोग ग्राइंडिंग व्हील को और वर्कपीस को चार्ज दे रहे हैं. एज यू कैन सी हियर the DC source of power supply wherein negative charge is being given to the grinding wheel, whereas positive terminal to the workpiece, and in the intermediate the electrolyte is being supplied, right? Now looking into the working part, the DC power is supplied between electrodes and the grinding wheel start rotating by means of motor. Pump is utilized to circulate the electrolyte, and of course it is connected with the filter. Oxide film forms on the surface of work due to electrochemical oxidation, and this film is removed by projecting abrasive particles, which results in accurate surface finish. Application, of course, for the super finishing operations, for grinding carbide tools, refractory metals and cobalt based alloy, electrochemical grinding is used. That reflects that we can super finish, we can resharp the hard materials also, hard cutting tools also. It is advantageous, no doubt. Rapid material removal rate can be seen here, but let us talk more about disadvantages. Why it is disadvantageous? Because power consumption is more and its capital cost, initial capital cost is high. It is not applicable for non-conductive material, like we are using only metals. What about the non-metals to be machined, non-metals to be super finished, right? So for performing non-metals we cannot utilize this process. It is not suitable for the soft materials, right, like aluminum, brass, copper. Up to certain extent we must take precautionary measures for performing on those soft materials. In our next lecture we will be discussing about the remaining part of non-conventional machining process like plasma arc machining, ultrasonic machining and many more. Thank you for your patience listening and your valuable time. Thank you so much.